Welcome back, everybody. Friday night Winston Cup Aero 88 action from Boston, not South Boston, Boston. I'm your host, Shawn, and I got my partner, Milt Minter Jr. up in the booth. How you doing, Milty? Yeah, in Boston, yeah. The cars are running on baked beans tonight. The walls are not green or very tall, though. I think they missed an opportunity when they created this fantasy track to do that. That's just my 2 cents. And nobody ever listens to me anyway, so we'll leave it at that. Exactly. You could put ivy on them too. That'd be awesome. We're sitting on a gold mine here, Milty. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, after the week off last week, as I celebrated my cousin Colette's wedding on a Friday night. And then we're back here, and on the poll, as we were saying, we were joking around before we went live here, from the pole to the pole. Slim Jim Gately has been fishing a lot. Finally comes back on a Friday, takes himself the pole here at Boston with Bob Dixon on the outside, the front row there, spot 2. Jeff Habik, there's the qualifying effort of the season for the 101 car. Look at that. Jeff Habik sitting up there in third. Dan Irvine, Mark DeCenza, your series admin Ryan Johnson, Pops Marguson in the 99, and Johnny Doucette, Rick Bisconner, and Steve Weber. Look at that, the big cactus rounding out your top 10 there. You got the 124, Rick Castle, Bill Farmer, 007, and Lucky 13. Will McQueen Farmer, the 95 car, 14th spot. Francis Dittman debuting that Pepsi throwback 00 car tonight. Starts at 15th. John the Dog Palmer and Brad Otto turns your last qualifying lap. You'll have provisionals taken by Chet Barkin, Ken Hansen, Matt Watkins. Don't know why he didn't qualify. Maybe he had a problem, spun or something, or just wanted to challenge. He does that sometimes, and you can see why. Because if you look right there, you see those two names in front of him on the qualifying grid. Well, those are the idiots you got to listen to all night. We're not going to be out there. So he's got two empty pit stalls in front of him. That's a good move. That's what you want to happen when you intentionally skip qualifying, and it worked out for him. And then, of course, our promoter and league boss, Sam Young, also taking the last provisional spot there. I know he was heading out for practice. He does intend to run tonight. Get a little pit road antics here as we wind down happy hour. Whoop! Rick Bisconner and Dan Irvine, teammates messing with each other. And Johnny Doucette in the Canadian Air Force colors. And good view of Brad Otto's 31 Marine machine. Ka-ching! Alright, and we do have cars on the grid. We're about ready to get this thing started. Thanks for joining us out there, everybody. Absolutely, and he is racing from a hotel room. Darn it, he told me where he was during the truck race. Yeah. Yeah, he works on the road year-round, so he's, oh, he just told me where he is, and I totally forgot. I'm sorry, Jeff, but... Oh, Sam Young in the chat. Negative, not running. Crew chief won't let him run because of his wheel. Yeah, Sam Young's trying to fix the potentiometer in his wheel there. It's kind of darting to the right on him occasionally, so that's not a situation you want to be in around 20 some odd cars on a Friday night. Well, he's got the Hall effect sensor ready to go in there, so he'll get that sorted out soon. Meanwhile, pace car's in. Slim Jim Gately looking to lead him to the green. Well, you see the 101 of Jeff Habek. And you see Jeff Habek was also laying back on that start. As you noted, he's starting a little higher up in the grid than we're used to seeing. And you know that was weighing on his mind. Ooh! Scraped a little bit of the race wrap off the right side of that car, but I think he should be okay. Oh no, 143 around. Collects the 59, 27. 06 of Bill Farmer backs into it. Collects Francis Dittman down on the bottom. Looks like Dan Jones took evasive action. Well, this is the first time we've been to this track in a couple years. We used to run it quite frequently on Friday nights. It's been out of the rotation for a little while. and we just brought back this season. Looks like some of these guys weren't quite expecting what to see in turn one. I was just getting ready to say this is like kind of a Rockingham on steroids, and yeah, that's usually where we have problems at Rockingham too. Lap one, turn one. So let's get back and get a look at what happened here to bring out this first and quick caution. So see, oh, you know, he may have had a little help there on second look. We're gonna back that up in slow motion there, and you can see what I'm talking about. He goes to take a high arcing entry here, where the 27 was taking a middle in approach, swinging out, and I think there was a little help there. And you see the 101, yeah, scrapes the right side a bit through there. Well, we look on board, what the 007 saw as he avoided all this. Wow, narrowly missing his countryman, Johnny Doucette, taken to the grass to miss him. Oh, and then problems for the 59 on pit road here as we were watching that. No, it doesn't, and I'm not sure what happened to Ryan Johnson here on pit road. I just found a challenge about this track that again, I didn't remember because we haven't raced here in a while. Let's watch what is going on with Ryan Johnson here on this pit stop. See, the pit road takes a sharp turn, and he's speeding on purpose, I guess, to try and get work done as fast as possible. And he just loops it coming around the corner, and it's the inside of pit wall. Meanwhile, pace car's back in, and green flag back in the air. Well, Matt Watkins also hit the apron and grass area there to avoid that wreck right behind Dan Jones. Oh, and that is... oh my goodness. He did loop it around and caught the right side of Jeff Habek. Oh yeah, he was gone right away there. Here, I'll go back to Dan Jones' last lap here on the replay shot. Looks like he got loose, he stabbed the brakes, then right down into the 06 and the 101, and they crash. They crash into the inside safer barrier here. Dan Jones has retired. Calling it a night after that. Oh goodness. Just in time for Madison Habbock to check in. Sorry, Maddie, but your dad just got some heavy damage after a strong start. Hopefully they can bang that out and we'll soldier on here. No, he probably never even saw that coming. I've been in that situation a few times. You're just minding your own business, and where did that come from? Like, why don't we take the onboard ride with the 101? What he saw during that. So here's the in-car camera of what Jeff saw. He sees the 007 get loose, go up to the wall, thinks he's clear, and surprise! It's just that little hospital wobble on the 007's part he didn't see coming, and I mean, wasn't a thing Jeff could have done there. Just hopefully the car's not hurt too bad. Yeah. I had that happen to me once at Daytona at a race. You and Greg were broadcasting. I was just happily driving along in the low line, and next thing I know, I'm looking straight at the wall. I had no idea where it came from. Bam! Then flipped on my lid. Nothing but static. Uh, hey, how you doing, bud? Yeah, it's been a while since we run this track. It looks like it's biting some people early on here. Hopefully so. Lights are out on the FSB pace car. We're going to give this another shot here. So thanks for checking in there, our in-race reporter, Will Farmer. I'll let you get back to business and as we get ready to re-rack him here. All right, thanks, Will. Well, base car's in, and Pops Marguson takes him back to green with Johnny Doucette behind in the 58 car. And just a side note there, did you see that pace car take a sharp turn into the pits? I think the pace car got a commitment cone violation on that entry. Yeah, you went a little off course there, got a penalty. And you see Slim Jim in the 23 with Matt Watkins behind him. They get around Francis in the 00. was in North Carolina. Oh, that's not what he was looking to do either, though. And Matt Watkins and Will Farmer get collected in that. Oh, that is not a mistake we're used to seeing. And Slim Jim just retires it on the spot. Yeah, I'm getting the replay queued up here. So you see he goes into one, and it's that dog leg or half dog leg entry into one that it's causing people to meet up the way they're not expecting to going in there. Like Ken Hansen narrowly misses it. And you see Matt Watkins got loose on the brakes there. Nothing Will Farmer in the 95 could really do to miss him. Francis Dittman gets a little piece. I think he should be okay. Oh. Yeah, this is a wild pit road. No, you're doing it on purpose. Yeah, that's what I think we saw on the first caution too. It looked like Dan Irvine misread what Bob Dixon was doing going in the corner, and they took different approaches and ended up meeting up at the top there. Because we got this kind of half dogleg situation going on in the entry. Yeah, it's been a couple years at least. well, I got the 3 of Mark DeCenzo looking under Pops for the lead here through the dog leg. Oh, Pops got wall sucked there. Oh no. Well, that's going to make things difficult. Meanwhile, McQueen, the 95 car, has followed through and put himself in a second spot. Shu did check in chat. Yeah, we got Doris Gately there. Oh, apparently my Milt's not going over my desktop audio here. I have to see if I can figure out what's causing that. I think I know what it is. I was helping Francis split out his TeamSpeak audio, and I bet I left the settings that way on my end. Alright. Thanks, Slim.
Bam. Then there's that guy in the 3 there, as Jeff Hammock has retired. Good qualifying, bad luck there. And while Matt Watkins, that thing looks like it's pretty beat up there, and we got a caution here.
We do have caution out, and I seem to have fixed whatever was causing TeamSpeak to not go over. Sorry about that, folks. Number one problems I have with this is usually something sound related.
Marky Mark in that 3 car. He good tonight. Better lace up those shoes real tight.
I found the source of our caution here. Oh my goodness, it'll show us how much grip is on this track too. Hold on a sec. So 27 already damaged, goes for a slide, and then the car just flips over all by itself. Because, well, that's what happens when you got a high grip track in this game. At low speed it acts kind of funny sometimes. Thanks for pointing out the audio problem there, Dirty Kazoo.
And we have Milt, yeah.
And let there be Milt. So they're probably sitting here seeing the Miltisms go over and wonder what the heck that's all about when they can't hear you.
So they haven't been able to hear me? Oh.
Not until now. Now I see you're removing the desktop audio, yep.
Wow. Well, I'm not sure if I had anything smart to say or not, and I can't remember.
Honestly, I can't remember either.
Okay, so Francis Dibman stayed out and led a lap. Puntos and points in Spanish.
Gotta be real careful to say that N, though.
Puntos.
Yes, puntos. Also checking in on the chat here, we got, let's see, we got the Will Farmer fan club there, Yoshi Link, Keith Foster, I believe I've seen him check in before, rooting for Rick, Castle, I assume, but he's got a hole to dig out, or it could be Bisconer, there's the 109. Yeah, Doris Gately, I'm sorry, Slim is out after that last one. He retired on the spot.
Yeah,
And of
Keith
course,
Foster, Yo Rick, crush them all.
I must break him.
That's I will break you. Go for it.
Yeah, the 101 of Jeff Havoc, I believe he's still out there. No, actually, he has retired.
He has retired.
He's gone gray in the standings. I see now, currently credited at 17th. The damage was pretty substantial after the two impacts he was involved in.
Ted Barkin up in the P10 here. STP, the Racer's Edge.
Dan Irvine checking in the chat. What happened? His car blew up, and I guess that's what sent him spinning, and the grip just flipped him over.
Doris saying, "Sorry, son."
That's racing.
That's racing.
All of us. He mentioned it, and I'd mentioned it too before. This is a track we haven't run in a couple years, so I think people are getting used to what line to take in. And man, once again, you see that severe pace car exit as Mark DeSenza leads him back to green with Will Farmer in second. And they're 3 wide into turn 1 as Sconner looks to get around Will Farmer. Oh, that's right, because we noted that the 3 car is missing third gear, so it's going to give him some slow restarts.
There's a guy hanging back there in that 83, the big cactus. Smooth as glass.
I think he's in good shape, too.
Former champion knows how to stay out of trouble. And he's coming here in the A3. Still watching. 32 of 200 laps. We're just taking baby steps right now. Let's see what these guys can do as far as fuel mileage. Let's get a long run. And let's see some. I want to talk about excitement. We get some pit stops here. Those guys on that curve are going to struggle to get around each other.
Yeah, really. On a mile track, a little more than a mile. I imagine we're probably looking about the 40 lap range. That's about what we were getting in trucks at Dover last night.
Matt Watkins at P4 looks like he's been beat up by the mafia and thrown in a trunk, and his trunk doesn't look too good right there, but there he is in P4. That's the GOAT right there.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen how loose this track is already, and he's
you know, that's a loose car without. That thing is way looser than everybody else right now. Will Farmer, he's Phil Warman, and what other acronyms gonna come up with there?
I don't know.
But
have another beer.
I was, well, absolutely. Thank you for permission. Look, he stayed back. I was a little shocked that he qualified way in the back and qualified without doing the provisional. But now we're starting to see why he did that. This is up in P3. The 109 wrist Sconner. This guy, ever since he started in this league, he's been smooth. And he didn't even really know what he was doing yet. Then he got with the team. But he gets a track that's his liking and his smoothness. And we'll see what the 3 can do here. 3 likes the air on the nose, and he likes the lead. And he's won. I would say if you probably look at the record of Mark DeSenza, which I don't have in front of me, but I'd be willing to bet since I've raced against him. I mean, 12, 13 years ago.
Tough to smoke in turn 1 and 2 there.
He likes the lead. When he's in the lead, the odds are there's a high percentage. Vegas Clicking down now on the 3 car. So fuel, I have no idea, but if we look at a standard 1 miler, what is your take on fuel?
I'm thinking somewhere in the 38 to 42 lap range.
Whoa, we almost saw it again there as Will Farmer came right up the rear end of the 109 there. We saw the 109 push up, taking his different line. We're starting to see why these things happen, like with Slim and stuff.
Well, see
When they
here
take
also.
that different line, they push up and have to get out of it, while the other guys are still on it, going later and trying to arc the corner. That says a lot right there.
Here also a couple laps ago, you see the 143 with that damage from earlier. He gets a little loose going in there, and Pops hits him in the side. They both straighten each other out, but that's what left a piece of smoke in 1 and 2 a couple laps ago.
Well, Bob Dixon's got damage too, so like I was talking about Matt, that thing's got to be a handful, yet he was still hanging up there, and a great save, and but it's good to have a buddy to lean on there.
The old 8 wheels track better than 4.
Who said that? You know that. Yeah.
That was that Mario or AJ?
I don't know, man, but you're usually the authority of that. We're gonna have to, somebody in the crowd's gonna have to Google that.
Oh, Dirty Kazoo checking in there, asking about Riverside. Yes, there is a Riverside. There's a 1970 version. It's pretty old as far as custom tracks go that we do run in this series, but John Norton, the dean of current track builders, is making an absolutely gorgeous version. I've been following on Facebook the development of.
I grew up at that track.
Yeah, Milty grew up literally at Riverside Raceway.
As a kid, I watched my dad drive every kind of Porsche there is. 904, 906, 908, 911, 912, 914, 917.
All right, it's starting to sound like Bubba Gump with the shrimp here.
I'm telling you, I saw him. I rode in 906, but I was 11 years old, so I couldn't see over the dash. So all I saw was sky, and I had a helmet on, and back in those days, you could just bolt a seat on, and they weren't worried about lawsuits. Oh, Bisconnor has just been in all kinds of action here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Matt Watkins caught the apron off too, and almost lost it in front of Biscuit there. The 9 car of Ken Hansen finds itself a lap down, and I'm not sure how that happened.
He is in P4, I'm seeing.
Oh,
and
yeah, he is in P4. Okay.
P4.
When I looked up, the standings hadn't updated, so I assumed he was a lap down. You are correct, and I missed that. So he's doing fine, running P4 right there behind Webb.
We have not talked about him at all, and he's been a major player in the championships the last 3-4 years here at FSB.
That is the way he likes it. He likes to be Mr. Where Did He Come From? As we'll put his battle on the right there with Webb. As meanwhile, young Will Farmer, Phil Warmer, whatever you want to say, is all over the 3 car, Mark DeSenza.
As I know, the 83, he's going to let him by. This guy's a cool customer. He does not, he races the total race. He doesn't mess around. He's a consummate pro, and he knows the 9's faster, and he'll let the 109 too by if he gets there. He's not going to battle here at lap 50 of 200. Rick Castle hoping for It looks like he's at the lucky dog position, but that car's because he had the speed to keep up with these guys, and he just doesn't have it right now. Will Farmer is.
Will
What
Farmer
about
has
this
got
guy,
something
man? Are
figured
you
out about
kidding
this
me?
track.
He does, and we've talked about that. I think he's got a driver's license now. You know, I mean,
He does, in New Jersey, restricted license at 17. Or
you know, so
16 or 17.
couple years in, and well, he's going after one of the best I've ever raced against in NASCAR 2003, and with the air on the nose and the lead, we got the grizzled veteran and the young stud going at it right here.
Well, Mark DeCenza, yeah, he's, as you said,
don't
one of the
chase him
fastest
down.
around.
You don't
But,
chase him down like that.
yeah, he ran him down
You
from
don't.
a decent distance back.
You don't run him down.
And
stick on
pit
his
stops are going to be
yin
coming
yang,
up
yeah.
soon if we keep this up. And what's his Achilles heel always been? As good as he is out on the track, he is his own worst enemy on pit road sometimes. And an unfamiliar pit road, quirky pit road, this could get interesting. Got more smoke on the track. I'm not sure where that came from. Seems to be no caution as they get around the lap car of Bob Dixon. Don't know why Bob's in the 143 when he has a when he has a 43 for this mod.
Yeah, the 143 is getting tighter and tighter, and he's just hanging on right now.
Well, Steve Weber looking to fall back into the clutches of the 109 of Rick Visconner again. And 35 is also falling back behind the 109. That damage is just a little too much for even Matt Watkins to deal with. He's just hanging on, getting what he can out of it with that back end busted up. Did you see there, Milt, my buddy Dirty Kazoo, aka Dean? He lived about 8 miles from Riverside.
Oh, wow.
Until he was 4. Yeah, he's another California guy, like you.
Absolutely, man. I got so many great memories, you know. And, you know, on Facebook, they're good. Check it out, dude. It's Remembering Riverside. Somebody added me to that without it just added me to it, which is most of my Facebook stuff. It's like it's, you know, that's Melt's son, you know. So, but I mean, you can apply, or you know how you do on Facebook. Or there's so much.
You can invite
cool,
people, yeah.
Yeah, or I could do that, you know. And
Ooh,
there's so much cool old pictures that.
Look at the 95 all over the 3 cars bumper through 3 and 4. Yeah, Will has got the long run figured out here, and he is breathing down Mark DeCenza's neck. Just chomping at the bit, trying to get this race lead away from him.
Well, you know, back in the day when the competition wasn't so tough as it is now, and in every form of sim racing, and especially in this league, you saw stuff like this where you saw 2 cars or 1 car dominant. You haven't seen that in our broadcasts very often in the last several years.
Well, if we do, it's usually a Slim and Mark breakaway.
But it's still, you know, right now these 2 guys are just really figured this track out. And I've been in these positions where I thought I was pretty fast the first run, second run, and it's really hard to pull it out of the hat, you know.
Oh, we were talking to Will before, and he didn't seem to have an idea of how this race was going to run, how to approach this track. So
Well,
that seems to be working to his advantage. You know, just figuring it out on the fly.
you have a fixed setup, but you have guys, different rigs, different wheels. You have steering ratio adjustments, uh, other few adjustments you can make in the game. And sometimes, especially with when you got tracks that everybody's run for years, these guys have notebooks. You're not going to, I mean, they're going to be ready, you know, a veteran like the three. This track has got a lot less history, and Wolf Armor is definitely just all over him. My question is, you know, is he trying to make a pass here, or?
Well, meanwhile, the 9 car of Ken Hansen is under the picture as well. He's got the long run working.
Well, now you see it. And that's definitely Ken's strong point.
Actually, he looks like he's a fair bit faster than either of these guys. And oh, there's a 3 car coming into pit here on lap 67.
Marks, here we go.
There we go. That'll hand the lead over to young Will Farmer. We'll ride along with Mark DeCenzo on his pit stop.
These other two are not pitting.
They're not, and Ken Hansen wants the race lead. He looks under 95 through that dog leg that nobody can quite figure out tonight. See, he back. Oh, that's why he backed out of it. We are on caution again.
Woo! You know, Will's had a lot of bad luck. He just dodged a bullet right there. Go, Will, baby. And this puts him in the driver's seat. And I was just about to say they were losing 2 seconds a lap to their best laps. So this was a calculated risk.
Yeah, I tried to short pit twice at Dover last night in the trucks, and it bit me both times. We'll see what happened here with Rick Castle. I do believe he may have had some help again there.
The 95 Rusty's outsider's car. He's got a pretty good stall there. It's pretty easy to get into as you see the curve of the road. We're looking at the rear camera here. Two tires. Now 4 tires for the Rusty's outsider car. Burns them off here. Great pit stop for the 95. He's side by side with the 9. He's going to beat him out. Don't speed, son.
Yeah, don't speed there.
45. Great job.
See, the geometry.
That's clean right there.
The geometry of that exit helps him keep the spot. Looks like Mark DeCenzo should be your lucky dog.
Clutching. Already, Will's clutching under caution. These guys are just trained to do this. Save fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Instantly. They don't even worry about what the numbers are. It's just do it.
Just do it and figure it out later once you get rolling. You know.
Because whatever happens, if you save more fuel than the next guy, you get out of pit road a split second earlier. While the Rusty's guys, banging on the diesel truck there. Let's go!
So yeah, I think maybe Mark DeCenzo should be your lucky dog. We'll see once we get going how this all sorts back out.
I think I see Sally in the pits there.
Little motivation.
Yeah, definitely a cute little Porsche. He really likes you, Will.
With the tribal bumper sticker.
Oh yeah, Kachinga. Ken
And by the way,
Hansen
have you seen the third one yet?
feeling pretty good. What's that?
Have you seen the third Cars movie yet?
No, I haven't.
I think that's the best one. A lot of, at least for guys like you and me who know the history around racing and particularly NASCAR, there's lots of throwbacks.
Well, actually, being lucky enough to meet Paul Newman, and him being a good friend and racer with my dad, the first Cars is always my favorite, and
Oh, of course.
it's
Yeah,
really
they
nice
reference
man.
his
He
character
was
and,
a
and
hell of a driver too.
yeah, they reference his character and reuse some of his voice work in the third movie and some flashback sequences.
Right on, man.
But yeah, it's great. They reference things like Wendell Scott and
I remember my dad used to
Wilkesborough.
say, when he raced with him, he goes, this guy runs like 4 miles a day. Back then, as we go green here, he was like tripping, we don't do that, Now all these guys are in great shape. But anyway, here we go racing.
Yeah, we're back to green and
Little Farmer in the lead.
Will Farmer shot out of a cannon there on that restart. Wasted no time reestablishing his control over this race. And there you go. Mark DeCenza was indeed the lucky dog. He is back on the lead lap, shown 7.5 seconds back in 12th spot.
Well, it's always one thing.
Wreck. John Palmer, dogs around in 1 and 2.
Oh no, the 108. Caution is out.
We'll see what happened to Dog and the. I believe that's Camaro he's running tonight. I guess maybe that was 3 and 4 where he went around. No, I just backed it up too far.
Only a few laps in. Track position. I still don't have a fuel number here because I didn't do the math from the last time they stopped.
And yeah, neither did I. But I think it was about 40 laps.
Didn't do it again, so.
And you see the 108 just got a little loose on entry. We saw that before.
So we got a long way to go.
A little loose on entry, checked up, and got a little help going around there. And looks like nobody hit anything too hard.
Ride for Rick Castle there. Well, what we're seeing from these great pro drivers is, they're making mistakes. So what does that tell you? The track is hard.
The track is hard. It's kind of fast.
I was at work today, and actually we went to have really nice breakfast, and all the guys were talking, and I was looking at some video on my phone, and they started teasing me about sim racing because I talk about it all the time. I was like, all right, your butt over here and sit in the seat, dude. See what you can do. Yeah, you can drive that truck on the street and speed on the road or whatever, but get in between the lines. See how hard it is, bud.
Absolutely. We got Isaac Johnson, our many-time champion and current college student, checking in on the YouTube chat.
What's up, Isaac?
Yeah, I don't know if you even remember this track, Isaac. I think we stopped running it within your first year or two here. I think I've only ever run here once.
Well, obviously Ryan is his dad, and obviously Ryan is so proud of him and should be. What a exemplary young man. And did I say that right?
Yeah,
Come
just
on,
come on. It's not.
exemplary.
He has a hard enough time fitting his head through the window as it is. So let's not
Uh,
puff him up too much here. Come on.
yeah, you still need a pat in the back. That's the new world. Back in the day when I worked
Oh, I
with the
see. There you go.
old
He says.
timers.
He says, "Must be nice for them drivers not having to beat me," referring to him,
All
Isaac.
right, now
See, see.
your head just splattered all over the booth here. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, bro. Show up and tell the 95 what's up here because he's in the lead right now. That's a
Absolutely.
challenge. Look, dudes, Isaac Johnson is a hell of a driver, so he can he can walk the walk and talk the talk. So,
And meanwhile, young Will Farmer here is still establishing
I
himself
respect that.
and still discovering just what he can do.
When he show up, he usually wins.
Man, I keep thinking
There
that
we
pace
go.
car is going to die turning off that way.
Come on, Will. These races, especially like this, with a lot of cautions and different tire temps, different wear, different. You have to bring it every time, man. Can you put the whole package together? Wins are hard to get on Friday night.
Don't I know it? It took me.
They're hard.
Yeah, you called some of my heartbreakers before I finally snagged one. Oh, pops around in turn one. We have caution once again. Everybody misses him. Oh, nope, Bob Dixon loops it trying to miss. And yeah, 95 will take us back to caution again.
Bob Dixon has been in the washing machine, and he, hasn't been his fault, So he keeps battling,
Things aren't going a whole lot better for Pops tonight. He just can't seem to miss them.
The venerable one there.
Indeed.
Bob's, sure his grandchildren, his son Toby, who was a heck of a sim racer himself.
Did he just lose it? Wow, Mark DeSenza.
Oh. At some point.
Mark DeSenza, Matt Watkins, Ryan Johnson all narrowly missing, and then Bob Dixon just goes for a little spin. Also doesn't hit anything.
Some laps there. Got a pit here, 4 tires.
I would think that they'd want to. Yeah, Isaac, this is a long race, especially if we keep having these turn 1 issues. I'm starting to think I see why we abandoned this track for a little while.
Well, status quo sometimes could get boring. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's why we do this. That's why we watch it. That's why they race. Let's have something different. I got nothing better to do.
I mean, we were having a great run there, leading up to that green flag stop that got Mark DeSenza back where he is now. So when they get going, this track's pretty racy, but we're just having a little trouble with that turn 1 on cold tires. Once they get through that, it seems to be running pretty well.
Well, obviously, that's going through every headset of these sim racers. I texted you yesterday talking about some of the other sims that are out there, and the one where the guy won like $40,000.
Yeah, the iRacing kid.
The iRacing thing.
17-year-old kid won $40,000.
And that game is basically, is so close to this old
Yeah,
game,
it's built on the foundations of this. Yeah.
But to just see how sim racing is, the value of, you know, fans, racers do the best they can, and the real guys too. I mean,
Well, that kid also, they mentioned when I watched that with audio on, I heard them saying that he's won some midget or quarter midget championships too. So he's raced real cars, as well as the sim racing. And he's 17 years old, like I said. I mean, we may be sitting in our offices looking at it on a computer monitor, but it's still competition. You still got to beat the other guy.
yeah, but I mean,
Still got to work at it. And people
my
are poo-pooing it.
my dad was a real racer, and I wished, but there's no way I could be like him. I'm a great tile setter, but I mean, you know what I mean? It was like, there's
Yeah,
no
for
way.
one thing, these things hurt when you wreck them.
And well, the thing was, sim racing became a release and a passion. I can't do that for real. I'm not that good. I don't have the money. It's blah, blah,
Oh yeah,
blah,
I
blah.
didn't grow up in a ton of money or in a racing environment. I'm a kid from New Jersey with surrounded by people who were soccer obsessed and made fun of me for even being a NASCAR fan. There was no racing scene where I grew up.
And
even though Ray Evernham's from my hometown.
Every single one of these drivers that are out here tonight have a story like that. You talk to them as we go green here, they'll have a reason they showed up here and got to this point. And are pro sim racers,
Well, I did not have that live there. Ooh, Francis, hang on, buddy. Yeah, I had the right side screen a little behind on the replay there. You saw Mark DeSenza picking up a few spots there on the start. Hopefully not to the left before start finish, because that'll get him flagged.
Easy, Chet. Chet Barkin in the 68, a long time driver here. Guy just shows up and has a great time, and he's getting past here right now. Oh, careful! But to be in the top 5 right there for him, that's got to be a great thrill.
You see Ken Hansen looking underneath the 95, wants to take that lead away. Johnny Doucette hanging in there in the 58 car, 3rd spot right now. Quiet and solid run for him tonight.
Matt Watkins with that Volkswagen there, I mean, that thing is pushed in so bad. And
actually, Johnny Doucette's coming off of an FSB Truck Series win at Darlington last week.
Awesome.
So congrats on that. I do believe that was his first Truck Series win here at FSB.
I think I got one of those,
That's where the bulk of mine have come from, actually, is Truck Series. Truck Series and Super Speedway Series are the ones I have more than 20 in.
Mark DeSenza in P4 here now. Lost some track position. How's that car going to handle without having the air on the nose here?
He's supposed to be content there in 4th spot for now. I think maybe he learned a little on that last run that he used too much up, which allowed Will to run him down like that. So he's probably going to be more conservative. We're not even to halfway yet, folks, if you can believe it, with all those early cautions. So there's a long way to go. He knows he's got to make another pit stop. He knows how much he used up his car the first time around. He's smart. He's not panicking. He's right in this race.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's still very much a threat. As you see, 95 took a very conservative and slow route around the bottom there. And now you've got the 9 car looking to the outside. A little draft help from the 3-car Mark DeSenza through the front stretch and the dog leg. Hopefully nobody gets together into one like we've been seeing.
We see the 58. Johnny just said qualified well and run well, and it just hasn't been able to get a podium at the end of the race. But once again, we see the skills. Obviously, he's been doing this for a while. See very kind of arcs in these corners. Guys are going inside out, outside in.
Yeah, that's what was causing our problems on the start of the race. People hadn't been in heavy traffic like that. They didn't see people taking so many varied lines into one, and that's where we were getting running into trouble. And almost did there too. It looks like Will likes to come in low and stay low, and some of these other guys like to swing it out and arc in.
Well, what you're hoping for is you're scrubbing off speed, defending, and you're hoping by scrubbing off that speed that you get better tire wear towards the end of the run. Generally run it outside in or outside, period, gives you short run speed.
Like you see, I'm still on the right side here following Mark DeSenza driving on his roof cam now. You see the double dogleg effect I'm talking about here. 1, 2, now you're into turn 1, and it's causing them to land pretty light as they get in there. You can see how much the car is lighting up from that quick pink right before turn 1.
Almost an halfway point.
Those cars are swinging out.
Give you better gears. I'll be right back.
Yeah, those cars are swinging out like DeSenza and Hansen. You can see how light they get going in there. Meanwhile, 95 Will Farmer just likes to keep it down on the bottom. So other than this battle for the lead, they're pretty stable throughout the rest of the track. Got Matt Watkins leading the second pack there, with Steve Weber and Rick Wisconner behind him. Ryan Johnson has Francis Dittman and Chet Barkin in a third pack there. Bob Dixon still soldiering on with that wounded car. 12 seconds back, 11th spot. And John the Dog Palmer, again, another car that's taken a few shots tonight, but still hanging in on the lead lap, 13 seconds back in 12th spot. Pops Margison's number 99 Scotch Blue Ford Thunderbird, currently in the Lucky Dog position, in lucky 13th spot as well. You see Johnny Doucette there.
Is the guys that are in the lead can dictate the race here, so aero is important. They can get close to him, but so far we have not seen a pass for the lead here. Of course, you're trying to set a guy up, and you don't want to do something stupid here right at the halfway point.
You see there, the 3-car Mark DeSenza gets around the 9 of Ken Hansen through the dog legs. Made the move to the outside. Looks like Will's having a harder time holding the bottom like he likes. And I think that's going to start compounding his tire wear and probably bring him into the clutches of either the 58 or the 3-car here.
Well, we've seen John Doucette run well a lot, and he hasn't been here that long, but it just oh boy, oh my gosh, that got close. Great car control there.
Absolutely.
58 without spinning himself there. That's to your point of how these guys are meeting at a tipping point where they can pass. No matter what apex they take, they're meeting at the same point. So, but we haven't seen him like this right here. That just shows you this skill level of this league, and also just some bad luck for him too.
Let's see here. Mark DeSenza gets a great run through the front stretch. He'll take the bottom side through the dog leg this
Mark
time.
DeSenza was cooling his tires back there. As a pro like he is, he knows once he got past and got back there, he was.
Yeah, he's figured out that you just need to wait for the other guy to get bound up somehow, and then take advantage of the run. Well, the farmer seems to have adjusted his entry now. Is coming in much higher than before.
And the thing is, if I'm Will right now, in reality, I'm thinking I can't do stuff to, no matter what, stay in first. What I can do is just hit my marks. If they pass me, then what is that going to tell me as they come up on them? That's going to tell me that I could do the same to them later. We got a lot of laps, so you don't want to get excited right here, right now. You will want to lead and you want to stay in front, but if they get you...
Oh, that's exactly what he did not want. Right loose off of 4. Catches Johnny Doucette. Ken Hansen.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
Oh, heartbreaking end to the night there.
Shouldn't be too much damage for the 59, but probably a little cosmetic. Oh, no. Oh, heck.
58 went hard.
58, he went hard into the wall.
And the 95, yeah, he initially slapped it.
Shawn, talk to me, man. Are you okay? Well, I mean, it's easy to sit here as a talking head and tell them how it's supposed to be done,
You see, 95 got loose off the corner there. He just slapped the wall,
right?
Catches the 58. I think the 9-car Ken Hansen should probably be okay. 59 hit very hard, though. That lifted the rear wheels off the ground.
Ken, slammed them down there. So you can see this track is ain't messing around, man. It's a beast. It is handcuffing a lot of pros here. There's that guy, number 3, Wrangler Chevrolet, down pit road.
Yeah, I'm watching it again. I think Ken Hansen should be fine. Just a couple little love taps on the 95 as he was sliding.
He got way out of it and slammed on his brakes there.
That's the right move. You know the caution's coming. You don't want to cold trickle your way into it.
It's just like, oh my gosh, I mean, you see how far the 95 has come with this putting these races together, and it shows you with all that talent. It just shows you once again he can just jump up and bite you.
Extensive work done on the 58 car of Johnny Doucette. Back end,
well,
not pretty.
He stamped his mark in this race. Let everybody know on TV here that I got skills. Now
I'm looking over the 95. He's got a gap in the fender. His back end's a little bent. 95 car is definitely not going to be as fast as he was, but if he can just hold on to it, he seems to have a good handle on the track. He might still be able to salvage a good finish out of this.
You could see a damaged car getting on the podium here. I mean, we've got enough.
Actually, yeah, it's getting hard to find cars that aren't damaged at this point.
You gotta fight. You gotta not give up here. Plus, they're racing for points and trophies here.
Yeah, now with an incident on his head, oh wow, he caught the field really fast there. Sorry, folks, you don't see that, but I do in my laptop monitor here. He almost.
Yeah, I saw it too.
But he's okay. It's all good, all good, folks. But yeah, he's also got a race with an incident on his plate. You gotta keep that in mind.
Back down pit road for the Rusty's car.
Hey, he's got to take an end of longest line for the incident accountability rule this season. So, might as well just top it off again. I mean, we might. I don't know what the exact fuel window is, but we're going to take this restart on what? Lap 115?
Oh, so they're speeding down pit. They can speed down pit road because they're going to get penalized anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make sure you get an end of longest line when you're the...
okay, now I'm getting it. Yeah. Driver, man. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's topped off. We might be able to make it to the finish from here. Be what, an 85 lap?
84, 85 laps. That's a long way. They can go that far?
We're on a mile track. At Dover, like I said, I think we could have maxed out at 40.
Well, then you got to start thinking. Some of these guys are thinking exactly that. I'm going to lay back and not worry about keeping up.
We've got a gaggle going into turn one. Meanwhile, Rick Piscano tried to make some hay while the sun was shining, and I think he got himself wall stuck for the effort. He recovered and sitting there in third spot. Well, Will Farmer finds himself in traffic here at the back of the pack, too. 3 wide through the front stretch. I don't know if I'd want to do that right after an incident. Well, oh my goodness.
John
Oh, 59's around, collects the 99, and everybody behind him. 124. Rick Castle said everything but the lottery today.
Oh, well, he's going to need some Crown Royal after this one.
You'll see another one of those situations where the 59 just got loose. They're breaking loose at a weird point. They're breaking loose kind of in the middle of the corner. It's not just the turn-in, it's like the second set the car takes after turn-in.
Bob Dixon came in there pretty hot under caution there. Woo!
When 59 has retired, I do believe that's his second one on the night. Will Farmer made it through all that, though. Scary situation for him. Finds him back in 7th place after his incident on the front stretch a couple laps ago.
What does the 9 have left here? The 3 has pretty much been in the top 5 all night.
Now, what about the 109 and the 83? Can they make an adjustment to their approach here? Maybe find some speed they were lacking earlier? What does the 35 have? Again, never count him out.
I don't think they have damage,
35 has severe damage. 83 and 109, I think, might have some minor.
Those two, yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to step aside now, and I'll be right back. Hand it over to you, Milty.
Lights are out on the pace car. The grizzled and chiseled veteran in the 3 car likes his chances. What does the 9 have here? Visconti's going to ride and help to get in, stay in the draft here. Oh, my bad. Lights are still on, so when we cross the line here. Yep, lights are off, so we go green. Weber teammates with Matt Watkins there behind. Matt's got a beat up car, but he can drive anything sideways. So won the Indy 500 here at FSB a couple times. It would have been 3, but I wrecked him. Sorry. He'll never get over that, but. "80 laps, a long way to go still with tires, with the cautions, and with still so many damaged cars and cars having problems. I'm not going to think about that. I think I'm going to be trying to push hard here."
And there's Rick
the great
Visconti looking to the outside.
outside by Visconti. He's pushing hard.
Rick Visconti's got something figured out on these restarts. He's going to...
He's going after the 3 on the outside, and he gets the lead. Smokes him.
Again, Mark Desenza missing that 3rd gear. These restarts aren't what he wants to see.
Ka-ching. STP, the racer's edge.
Ooh, Chet barking around.
Oh boy, the 3 gets sideways. Wow, what a great save. Trying to work that bottom line, but that outside is coming in.
He's
worried about the 3. He's trying to defend, and caution is out. I don't know. Now, wow. I mean, a couple laps in, you got to stay out and save fuel and your track position if you're those top 5 guys.
And here we go. Again,
it's like 12,
turn 1
entry.
entry
Cars on the lead lap, and what the hell do I know? They're all pinning.
Oh, Pop's hit hard.
But not all of them. Like 12 cars on the lead lap. You're at the back of that. Why not take a chance? Oh my gosh, that was a hard lick right there. Dead Parker, Chet. Big fella, you okay? With a pretty big guy, 6'3", but he's bigger.
Yeah,
we were, go-karting, and wow, that go-kart looked real small under him.
yeah, that was a hard lick for the 68 car and the 99.
Oh my gosh. Pop Smarterson, bummer.
I've been drinking heavily and my wife moved my phone on me, so I had a moment of panic there.
It's amazing, especially being an old guy, how I lived without these phones for all these years, and now my life is over if I lose it.
I know. I resisted getting one for the longest time because I just didn't have any need for it. I was like, if I'm someplace where you can't call me, I mean, I consider that a feature, not a bug. But
John the
eventually,
Dog Palmer stays out in that Camaro. You betcha.
you betcha.
Why not?
We're back to the lead. McQueen, 95. Will Farmer has his slightly battered Rusty's Buick back on the point.
Yeah, that's always the drinking joke there. You don't want to Ralph and go blah.
Lights are out on the FSB pace car. We're going to take one more shot at this here.
Why not?
Should be one more stop to go from here, too. If my calculations are correct, and they are frequently not.
What does Will's car have left?
Well, he was getting through the other damaged and further back cars with ease before, but now he's got air on the nose.
Here. We got a lot of shiners going on here, and see what you got. Francis Dibman, P2.
Francis got a new look this week.
Pepsi. That's my, lunchtime drink, We know about my evening drink,
Yeah, Pepsi and Bud don't go as well together.
Absolutely not. There's a time for both,
Well, he got a great runoff turn, too. Takes a look under Will. Looks like Will just can't hold the bottom like he was on the first run when he was leading.
Yeah, and they're blocking the road for these faster guys here, and they need to, chill, and they know that, so. This is the vet, and also on the same strategy. He's just going to slowly. I think he's going to look at what the 9 does here. 9's got a good car, and they're going to go after these guys, and here they go. Great job by Francis there. He's still fighting on the outside. Very tough. Francis streams a lot of stuff on, was it Twitch? I think he does.
He was doing all three. He was doing Twitch and Facebook and YouTube for a while, but when he started his Bandit Racing page, I think he ran into the same problem I had with Restream, where if it's a public page, he doesn't want to let you go to Facebook, and oh my goodness, he barely holds it down there.
Yeah, Francis was off for a couple of years doing life, and he was not remiss in saying, I know I need to work myself back in, and all the sim racing I still do. If I was to come back in and race here, I would have to go through that same, because these guys are good, you don't just jump in and make something happen. This ain't easy, folks.
Absolutely.
Dave
Meanwhile,
Weber on the outside battling with Francis.
the 9 car has moved himself into the lead, taking Mark DeSenza around the 95
Oh
with him.
boy. Webb way high there. He's worked that line. He's got real comfortable with it and gets a run on the 00, but can't make the pass yet. Steve do what he do, and that's keep the car clean and stay in contention and try to get a great finish. That's how he won the championship in Winston Cup on Friday nights.
Back in the long seasons.
Yeah, but 4 or 5 years ago.
But when we ran 22 races a season back then. So it was definitely a long game.
Well, and that's, I could say that about, my trophies too,
Oh, I've gotten them both ways. I like the short season because when you get one of those seasons where you're just toast after 6 races and there's just no digging out of the hole, you're halfway there. Next one's coming up quick.
Well, and you see the GOAT behind the 83. Though he has damage, he still has such great car control and been a teammate with Steve Weber since the sun has been shining, and they're going to work together, live or die, and have a great time with it. I think Matt was like Will's age, when I met him. Oh, and there's contact with
Francis hard in the wall.
Once again, that corner there's just huge difference in speed between cars. Yeah, you didn't see that closing rate before, and all of a sudden, I don't know if the 00 got loose or.
Well, we're about to see.
Yeah, let's take a look at it because
that's just that same story before the different entries into turn 1
and the turn 1 is like brutal. These guys they're like, oh my gosh, and it's over, They're not trying to make contact here. Yeah, Francis did try to get back down and close the line, and Weber was already committed to his line. At least that's my non-official, and then. Yeah, so it's just with that double apex corner right there, you're looking in the mirror and you're trying to pick this guy up and see where he is. You got your spotter telling you right there, he's got to be telling you too wide or maybe not quite yet, but Webb's already up to the door and pretty much as low as he can go. Francis probably needs to stay, car length up there. But that's how quick it happens, I mean, you're going down the straight, you look in your mirror, look down, you look in your mirror, you hit your apex point, you make a decision right there.
It seems to be the severity of how those two lines meet up.
Yeah.
That's causing the problem.
There's no room for error there. I mean, these guys, like I'm saying, it's like look in the mirror, look down, look up, look down, hit your apex point. I mean, you got split-second decisions here. That's exactly what Francis didn't want to happen. And he thought he left enough room. I'm sure that's exactly... And you're talking a half a car length. It wasn't like he was trying to pinch the spot, Is this exciting or what?
Well, we still got
it's long,
60 laps to go. And so far, Mark DeSenza has dodged all the slings and arrows. Kept that number 3 Wrangler jeans machine in good shape. and you gotta figure he's our favorite. And man, we did not make picks before this race, and it was probably a good idea because we didn't know what the hell to expect.
Absolutely, yeah.
I did not expect what we've seen so far tonight. Certainly expected Slim Jim to be up there. And when we came in tonight, I was looking at 5 cars. I figured were going to be your favorites to win tonight, and really only 2 of them are running, and then that 95 has been a total surprise. And with as much damage as there is throughout the field, you can't count them out yet.
Well, and you know, now you got a lot of damaged cars, which is going to make them looser. But they weren't. You know, it's one thing, you got the 2 incident rule. You know, you get 2 inks, you're done. You know, but guys have been caught up in wrecks, so they don't have to park it. Or at least in theory, you know, we don't make those decisions. You know? But so you've got, the point is, you got damaged cars, you got good cars, you got cars with a little bit of damage. What have they got left here?
Mark DeSenza again with that lack of 3rd gear. Matt Watkins probably isn't used to being able to. Matt Watkins isn't used.
You got the fastest guy with the lead, and he's getting smoked. You know, on the restart. So.
Matt Watkins isn't used to being able to pass before the backstretch, and hung back behind Mark DeSenza, not realizing he didn't have 3rd gear.
And you know, he's like, you know, a beer can in the Walmart parking lot. You know, that thing's beat up like a beer can in the Walmart parking lot.
Oh, and Pops is around again.
Well, you know, now he has damage,
and there's contact, and there's caution.
Man, I tell you, the NASCAR, FSB NASCAR guys are going to have a lot to look at tonight. And we still got a race for somebody to win here, and there's nobody getting away. There's going to be some thrill seekers here. I mean, why not? We throw it out there. You get close. I don't know, you know, I mean, go for it. Pit road, oh, Matt Watkins, severe left-hand turn there. And makes it in the cone. Not worried about fuel. What he's thinking about is about tires. So now the 35 is going to. This is his move of the race. Any more cautions? Now it's about track position. He knows he can mow through most of these guys and get right back up to the start. Race trend is cautions. So
race trend is cautions, and cautions breeding cautions.
Yeah, I mean, you can't sit. I mean, you're sitting there in the cockpit, and you got to be Roger Penske and Elio Castroneves or whoever, you know, whoever drives.
Got to be Chad Knaus and Jimmy Johnson in the same go.
You got to be yin or yang. But bottom line is you got to see what's in front of you, and what that is probably more cautious. So in this move, why not dump it down there? If you're in P1 like the 3, P2, P3 like these guys, nah, I got to keep that track position. I'll deal with it. I'll worry about my tires later. If we get a semi-long run, then everybody's going to have to stop anyway. If not, then I'll deal with my shitty tires. How about that?
How about that? Yeah, this is definitely a night where I want track position.
what a great thing. You know, I mean, what a great thing this is. You know, the thing sim racing is for all the fans, for all the wannabes like me. You know, I'm definitely a wannabe. I dream about it. You know, I dreamt about it my whole life. You know, I lived around it for real. You know, but no regrets. But what a great thing sim racing is to fuel that fire. You know, I love watching it. I love broadcasting it. I love racing it. And I love watching real racing. It's just all tied in. What a great life, you know. We're very lucky.
Absolutely. And lights are out on the pace car. We're gonna go back at it one more time here.
A couple of these guys decided to stay out here. There's that beer cans up in front there. Of course. Ken Hansen, we know what he can do. Will Farmer with the damage. We didn't write him off, that's for sure, but just kind of thought, well, he had some pretty severe damage, and look out, folks. This stuff ain't over. 50 laps to go. Can we get some first timers in the podium? Who knows? What these guys gonna do? What I've seen as an observer is cars a lot better in front with the arrow. Undeniable. It's very hard to pass the leader here. So you can see that track position is used. Even with damage, the 9 car is very strong and pulling away. But he's got, and the 3 does not have damage.
I think the three definitely has no damage. I'm not as sure about the 9 or the 109.
We saw a pretty long run before, and we saw tires go to the wayside. So if this goes long, we're going to see it again, and we're starting to. Mark DeSenza drives it in hard there in 1, and that really grinds up against that banking right there. You look at your tire temps. These guys are looking at. They have F1, 2, 3, 4, or your basic controls that you can click, and a little screen comes up while you're driving, tells you your tire temp, fuel estimated, which is pretty accurate. So these guys know what they're dealing with here. Tire temperature is huge, especially on the first 5 laps. Jim Gately talks about that all the time, and he's the professor, and he knows. And talk about tire temperature a lot too, Shawn.
Yeah, tire temps.
It's everything.
Exactly. You get them too hot too quick, you're not getting that back. There is no real laying back and cooling off your tires. There is saving them from the start so that, you wear them down just that little bit slower than the rest of them.
Then there's draft. A mile track. How much draft are these guys getting? That depends on the net code of the simulation.
Well, no, they're going to get about the type of draft down the straightaways as you'd expect at a 1.5 miler.
Yeah, so that's about 1.5 seconds.
And there's probably just a little more time off throttle through the corners than your typical 1.5 miler.
So you get draft, but you also get loss of aero on the front. So
exactly, it kind of matches out there.
Itself out there. So how do you work that? knowing Mark DeSiza forever and for 14 years, he's definitely he's a shark. He's going to try to get the lead. That's all he knows. That's in his DNA. He's
Yeah, you
a
gotta figure
hard
he's in the catbird
charger.
seat.
The 9 understands he has damage here, but still, you see the skill of the drivers, and Ken Hansen battling all night long, never giving up, never giving in, and that car's still pretty good. Coors Melling Motorcraft
T-Bird.
Wood Brothers T-Bird.
That was Melling, not Wood Brothers.
Oh, that's right. That would be BA.
Yeah, I don't think Coors ever sponsored the Woods, come to think of it. Man, imagine if Bill Elliott had run for the Wood Brothers. Whew. That would have been an interesting pairing at certain points in history. I'm excited for Matt DiBenedetto, though, going to the Woods next season.
Absolutely,
that's
growing up with a dad that was close a lot of times, and of course, back in the day, I mean, to see a guy like him get a shot and there's other guys, there's Landon Castle, there's a lot of guys that are just right there, but they don't get that premium equipment. And you see how close DiBenedetto's got this year.
I was so cheering for him at Bristol. I was heartbroken for him.
Oh my God, it's like,
like when the guy who beats you gets out of his car and seems is upset to have beaten you, but it was his job. That's you're doing something right. You know that the right people are noticing, and I'm just so glad that that's worked out for him. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can do in that car with Penske support in 2021. And also give a shout to Paul Menard. People talk a lot of smack about him because the results haven't been there, and people say he's always there because of the sponsor or whatever. But he told the Woods he was retiring, and they said, "Okay, who do you want to replace you? Do you have a list of drivers?" He says, "There's only one. There's Matt DiBenedetto." So there you go. That's the mark of respect that he's built up, and kudos to Paul Menard for
absolutely.
For that.
I know a few people that have a lot of money, and that my dad raced for in the past, and the good people like that are just really, just because they have money doesn't mean they're not good people, and understand. And I could mention names, but basically like WeatherTech, Cooper McNeil. He's a wonderful guy, and
love those WeatherTech mats too.
Yeah, they got great stuff, and but I mean, he's just real. He's 6'5", so I don't know how he
That's
fits
tall.
in a race car, but he does a really good job. Yeah, he's got money, but they're still really just cool, and looking out, the field spread out, a lot of damaged cars, still battling for the top 10. Great job by these guys, A little smoke there by Don the Dog Palmer, but he gets through there, and with this long run, you're starting to see the guys, the haves and have-nots here. And what we got for a battle here is Rick Bisconner and Will Farmer for P3. Rick Bisconner's all over him.
Yeah, see, I put them up on the side by side as those two pairings have separated now due to the damage, most likely to the 95, and those are your two battles on the track.
The 9 car is just exploded.
Yeah, he got into clean air and he's loving it.
Marcus has got to be going, okay, wow, you know, I mean.
Or again, did Descenza learn something on that long run where Will ran him back down and just saving a little bit? Because I do believe they're going to have to be on pit road again one more time.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, I see a lot of places where tire wear could be a factor around here. Again, I haven't run this in a couple of years, but you see guys manhandling it off of turn 4 there. Now that'll put some strain on the right front, and coming in low to turn 1 like this, that definitely loads up the right front.
Well, you got to go with trends, but then, as my old teammate Rick Johnson, the great Rick Johnson, he's always would say is you got to notice when trend's going to change, and when you see this long run, then you have to adapt really quickly.
Well, also half the field is gone. I'm looking up at the ticker, and you know those names that seem to disappear. It's really just that they're dark gray, and my filter that my transparency filter cuts them out, but you can still see their numbers there. Those are all the cars that have retired. Plus, you know, Dan Irvine will still be connected to the server.
This is a long race, and a lot of cautions, and hours in here, and these guys are getting fatigued. Believe it or not, it's not a 180-degree cockpit, but it's still on your sim rig without
Bob
taking
Dixon
a
hit
pit stop, you know, or you know, bathroom break. These guys have been out there a while. There's a lot of things that they're thinking about.
That is one advantage of super speedways.
Winning, you know?
Super speedways and having a caution flag there. If your bathroom's close enough, you can get there.
Yeah,
a 2.5 mile track, but not on a mile track. It's not happening.
You must be quicker than I am, you know.
Bathroom's also like 10 feet behind me, so.
So if you got a pit again here, let's look at the as he crosses the line. Ken Hansen, last lap 24.8, best lap 23.8. So losing some speed, but he really only has to worry about the 3 behind him. So car is on rails, and he's got the 3 worried here. He's got to be.
Well, 3 also doesn't have any rear. Oh wait, they've picked up Johnny Doucette, but not for long. This looks like they're going to pull away, but yeah, 3 also doesn't have any rear draft to help him, you know, with that straightaway speed.
I cannot see how you would not try to run it out and see a caution if you were thinking about the
on
first
pit
3.
road. Oh, 3. Oh, no! Mark Descenza missed pit road, spun, and brought the caution out.
That's exactly what the 9 of Ken Hansen was looking for. And that's what Walls just alluding to. When you're in the lead, you cannot pit early. You can't psych yourself out. You gotta let everybody make a mistake, and now you have it. Now, obviously, you pit. You get 4 tires here. Make sure you got enough fuel and go out and win this thing. We know what a great dude Ken Hansen is. He's a fantastic friend. He takes the good with the bad, but he's also got some mad skills, man. But like every one of these guys here, a lot of anxiety because everybody around you has mad skills. As Phil Warmer goes by there.
Yeah, he's right back in this.
Good. He's
that
right
damage
back
was hurting
in
him on the
this.
long run, but he might be back in this for a restart. We're going to take this probably with about 15 to go.
9 car. Great stop.
And Will Farmer's going to win the race off pit road again. Getting to that inside there. The geometry just seems to help him. It's like it's an advantage to pull out of your pit stall with someone to your right side so you can't get to the right lane. You're stuck to the inside and you got a shorter path. So we are outside the 10-lap rule. Lap cars do not have to pit.
Well, that was my wife reminded me the garage door is open. Thank you. So 4 tires for the 9. Great stop. Not worried, man. I mean, still a lot of laps to go here. Got to get
Mark
those 4
DeSenza, I
tires.
believe, has retired. I don't see him on the oh, there he is. No, he's still on the standings. He's 2 laps down. Lost to spinning there. Oh no, it says gearbox. If you pull up the standings, it says his gearbox failed.
Oh no.
Did he miss a shift coming to the pits and that's what spun him? I'm gonna have to go on board with him during that and see what happened with the 3 car.
Yeah, I'll be right back and maybe we can drag him up here.
Here's right where he tries to bring it in off turn 4. Huh. Looks like just when he tried to grab the gear and go, again, the high grip of the track almost caused him to flip. And just like that, his engine went silent. That was a strange one. And he has disconnected from the server, both the race server and the TeamSpeak server, so we won't get any more word from D-Rocket as to what happened there. Pace car is off. And Lightning McQueen, the 95 of Will Farmer, leads him back to green. And again, here we go. We're on lap 184.
Yeah, D-Rocket was unavailable for comment there, so...
Yeah, it was a frustrating night for sure.
Opportunities. We got a bunch of guys we left for dead. Have a chance at the podium here. I think the 9, with this 4-tire stop, I think he's going to eat up the 95 here. Let's see.
Well, it will take 4 or just 2?
Didn't see, but he he's got
And they're going to
damage.
split him 3 wide down the backstretch. Gunner backs out of it very wisely.
Is hurting on straight line speed here.
Meanwhile, Matt Watkins.
Here comes Matt Watkins in the beat up Volkswagen there.
Yeah, that's not a Volkswagen. That
obviously not, but it's pushed in like he's working the young man. Dude, when you got that 35 behind you, that's a scary thought.
And there you go, make short work of the 95.
What has this guy not won, you know? I think it's pretty much everything, you know?
But does he have enough car to get back up there to Ken Hansen?
He did run with us at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, too, so he can road race, and he came out of nowhere and was blistering it until failure, you know, but he's a beast.
And, yeah, if anybody's got anything for Ken Hansen, it's gonna be Matt Watkins. Because I don't know how he's that fast with the rear end of the car almost gone, but he is.
Well, the thing is he's got great car control, and he can drive that thing sideways, man, and that's what he do.
Yeah, but there's only so much driving you can do to overcome drag.
Well, I'm thinking it's going to hurt him. That was his shot there. I think you're going to see him start to go backwards here. The 9 is not going to falter. He's going to run what he run, and
he might even fall back into the clutches of the 95.
He's going to gap him.
Yeah, that short run burst may have been all the 35 car had left in it.
Absolutely. His car's too beat up. Going to get tighter and tighter and looser and looser. The cars behind him have damage too, or arrow, and 9's right where he wants to be. Come on, kid. 5 laps to go. 20 time, and that Coors car is online here. Visconner, what a great race. Patient, solid, and a little bit of luck too, and that's what you need. But it's not done there for P3. It's not done for anything here. These guys are battling. Will Farmer in a huge battle with Rick Bisconner. .35 has got to be starting to struggle here. But it's Matt Watkins. He just knows how to. He's using all the track.
You know what? Rick Bisconner is looking to find a way around the 95.
Every lap, they're going to eat him up. Or maybe. We'll see. Coming up on the white flag.
No, it's 2 to go coming up. Oh wait, now the counter just caught up. Okay. My
There comes
ticker up top
Visconti
legs,
on the
about 40
outside.
seconds.
It's the 9 car yarding these guys. Ken Hansen in the course forward. Come on, Ken.
Meanwhile, Rick Bisconner makes one last ditch effort.
Let's go to the outside. Farmer trying to make the podium.
I think he's going to hold him off.
They're coming
At
down
the line.
They pop, and it's
Oh!
Farmer. And it's the 9 car of Ken Hansen. Never count this guy out. What a class act. And he can roll. Matt Watkins, how the heck did you even get back up there?
Yeah, I want to know how he
That's
drove the
why
car
you
that
are-
messed up.
Dude, he is. I road raced with him. Well, we road raced at Le Mans. I saw car control I never saw before, and he didn't even know what he was doing. You know. Okay, put me in the car, and I never saw a prototype car go sideways more. I mean, he just got raw. That's why he's the GOAT, man. That's why he's won so many championships here. I mean, he was driving the shit box there, and and what a great show! What a great pro show! You know, a lot of cautions early. If you ever watch NASCAR, they have a few of those too. You know, pro drivers putting up the show, and Bisconner dog doing the Joey Chitwood backwards there. Guys they're having fun with it, man. That's what sim racing is all about. That's what FSB is all about. Professional racing, but it's also a group of friends that want to get on board, you know, get online and come see us, you know.
Absolutely. FSBRacing.com. You can apply anytime. Come on out and join us. And meanwhile, I'm going to send Milty down to round up our podium finishers, and then let's get the trailer back on the road again. But meanwhile, there you have your final official standings there. Ken Hansen, your winner. Matt Watkins, second place with just a trashed car. Would have been totaled for almost anyone else. Will Farmer, again, bouncing back from damage. He had what seemed to be a strong car. Maybe could have won the race earlier on. Had some misfortune, got caught up in a couple things. Still held on for third spot. Great run for the 95 car. 109 Rick Bisconner gave it a great final effort there. Comes up just 0.009 short of third place. And yeah, puts the 109 fourth spot there. Steve Weber hangs on for fifth spot. John Palmer, dog, keeping the car on the lead lap, sixth spot. Johnny Doucette also soldiering on after. Man, I think he also was another one of those guys who hit everything but the lottery tonight. But 15 seconds back, seventh spot for the 58 car, last car on the lead lap. Oops, double music playing there. Alrighty. Once again, there's your winner. There's your victory music. I'm going to let that play while Milty gathers up our podium. Alrighty. And here we have the points coming into tonight. I think that's coming in. Let's see if that's been updated yet. And that's after Hattiesburg last week. So coming into tonight, Matt Watkins is your points leader. Dennis Chambers was absent tonight, actually. He was here last night for the trucks. Didn't see him tonight. I just now noticed that. Rick Johnson also falls out. Will be falling out of your top 3 there, with him also being a no-show. And we're joined by Will Farmer here in the booth. Will, man, you had a great run going there in the middle part of the race. Just looks like you caught a little bit of the wall, and that changed your strategy, to say the least, from there on out. But what did you figure out about midpoint in the race? Because when we talked to you beforehand, you didn't feel like you had a good handle on this track.
Well, I was stuck behind Mark DeSenza, and then I just followed Mark DeSenza. I just kept my eyes locked on Mark DeSenza's bumper, and whenever his car went, my car went, until I figured out the line. And then, I was driving, and I'm like, man, I'm looking at the standing screen, and it's like 7/10. I was like locked at 7/10 a second behind him, and then we're getting down to the pit stop, and I'm like, man, oh, it's at like 6/10 now. Oh, it's at 4/10. Oh, I'm here. I might as well try it. And then I actually was able to pass him, so that was cool. It's very rare that you get to cleanly pass Mark DeSenza.
Yeah, he's fast.
Especially
at the advantage tonight was that this is a track we hadn't run in quite some time. So I guess some of the tricks have been forgotten there. It looked like you preferred the low entry to turn 1 and then had to adjust to a high entry after the damage.
I thought it was kind of more the opposite. I was kind of trying to arc my way into turn 1 a little bit, but I didn't like how high Mark was going. I felt Mark was going too high, so I went a little lower than him. But after the damage, I felt like I had to follow the line right in there. But who knows? Maybe I didn't do that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
No shit. I mean, I was sitting there going, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, you guys are. I mean, I was handing the checkered flag to Mark there. You guys said, "I don't think so, man." That was awesome, man.
I got really lucky, with the with. I mean, I don't think I would really be up here if it weren't for the couple of guys getting knocked out early. But that's racing, I guess. So
Indeed,
I'll take it.
Absolutely. It's
strong run tonight there, man. Will, and way to stick with it after the damage.
Smart, and managed your race and the good things and the bad things. I mean, you get on a podium in this league, and your fans are out here on FSB Live cheering you on. So,
and wait till you see that photo finish coming across for third place there with Biscuit on your outside. That was definitely some entertaining stuff.
You guys did get that, right?
Oh, we did. Awesome. I turned the camera to you guys because Ken was gone. Yeah. And meanwhile, speaking of gone, Matt, we wrote you off early on. You backed that car hard into the wall, shortened it up about 3 feet.
You wrote him off.
I thought he was going to be able to, pick up through attrition. If anybody could drive a car in that condition, it was Matt, but challenge for the win.
He was born sideways.
How, Matt? How did you drive that car?
Yeah, that was probably the loosest I've ever been. Turn 3 and 4 went so bad. Turn 1 was undrivable. I started like a 95 linearity like normal, and I was down to like 75 to try to find some kind of, stability. And I about wrecked about 10 times, but at the end there it was doable since we were pretty much going almost full throttle, so I was a little more stable. But just kept at it, never gave up.
Yeah, only Matt Watkins would change the linearity of his wheel to account for damage in the middle of a race.
I'm telling you, man, you don't know.
I tightened it up a little bit.
You know.
Yeah, it's 95. It's good. You don't have damage, but when you got damage, it's not too good to turn it easy like that. So I had to, yep. And but yeah, really good job to Will Farmer. Awesome job to Ken on the win. Those guys were fast all night, man, and they definitely deserve where they finished at. That's for sure. That was a good race.
Well, yeah,
Thank
great
you,
job by you
Matt.
two
Good
sticking
job
with
getting
it. And Ken, first of all,
Ken.
were you the only car out there
Wow.
without damage at the end?
You got it.
It looked like you
Wow.
may have just barely touched.
Yeah, one time I got
95 when he had
it didn't
his
show any
issue.
wreck. It didn't show any damage in that when I got the car up on the wall there.
I thought so.
I thought for sure I was gonna get it, but none.
Excellent. Well,
When you win
Yeah.
like that, that's how you do it. I mean, you came. You're patient.
You know what,
and-
Milt?
and
Boston
vocal.
owes me big time. I mean, when
Sure,
I
this
first
would be a
started
home
here,
track
I
for you,
won
wouldn't
it
it?
3 times, and all 3 times I had a fast car and was literally never finished the race.
Your team owner there, Black Hat, is dog is poking me. Black Hat rules. He's pretty pumped up.
that's
so-
extra cat food for Ken this week.
Yeah, that's a great win. You know, you're always such a chill guy, and we know what skills you have, and you've had some down spots. This is professional sim racing. Tonight, you dotted the i's and crossed the t's, dude. Man, I mean, it was just perfect. Once you got in the lead, it was over. I knew it. I was saying in the broadcast, it's over. They're not going to.
Yeah, a night like this, a clean car is everything, and great job keeping the nose clean on that Coors Melling Thunderbird all night long.
Hey guys.
And so this was a long night for everybody. I'm sure it's almost midnight
Oh,
here on the
yeah.
East Coast. So
What a long race.
we
Good
are
thing I live
gonna
on the West Coast.
wrap this one up. Yeah, rub it in, Milty, rub it in.
Weber's
Weber.
right. Weber's on the West Coast, isn't he?
Weber's in, he's Arizona, so I think
Arizona.
he's either Mountain or Pacific time. And speaking of which, Weber is moved up to second in points. Matt Watkins assumes
That's
the
what he
lead, or
do. I
maintains the
mean,
lead.
he's
And,
such a fantastic, smooth driver. Knows, and him and Matt together they work together throughout that race. They're like peas in a pod working back together. It's great to see, man. Yeah.
yeah, it was good to see
Absolutely.
that. And again, great job to our podium here. Will Farmer, Matt Watkins, Ken Hansen. Thanks for stopping by after a long night of racing.
Anytime.
Thanks as always, my broadcast partner, Milt Minter Jr. Couldn't do this without you, buddy. And of course,
Yo.
series sponsor, Bill Farmer and Farmer Brothers Contracting, putting up the hardware that we're all chasing here in this Winston Cup series. And, of course, Ryan Johnson, our series admin, Sam Young, league promoter and owner and boss, which he hates to be called, but I'm going to call him that anyway, for FSB Racing Live. I'm Shawn Reap.
Somebody got
Good night.